What is up, YouTube? Our favorite day of the year. Well, actually, hey, I'm excited about the boys review. I've been waiting for this for a while. Yes, we didn't do initial review.
We're gonna introduce ourselves, or we're just gonna.
I'm Brett.
I'm
Lance. And this is Rants or Us, guys. I am excited about doing the boys season 2 review, though. We've been kind of holding out so that we could watch all the episodes and kind of get it all straightened out in our heads. Overall, I'll admit, a little disappointing. What are you doing?
I was.
You're disappointed?
Yeah, I mean, considering not completely. Like, I was really disappointed with the first episode. It started to pick up a little bit. Hopefully, it continues to pick up with the next few episodes. But considering how the trailers came across, I expected a lot more out of it than what we actually got. I'm a big fan of the show still, obviously. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, this show sucks.
No, it's far from that.
Yeah,
it's not one of those shows where I'm going to tune out or anything like that. I'm excited, actually, if anything, about... I kind of didn't really like the idea that they did the first 3 episodes.
That's just how
everything. I know that's how they do it, but I kind of like the episodic, where it's just, do episode 1, things like that. But I understand they're trying
I don't
to get
I don't like when they drop a whole season at a time. I know
that's
a lot of people
Netflix.
do because they can just binge watch. I don't have that kind of time.
I do. Yeah, I guarantee you I binge watch.
I don't have
that's
that
what
time, man.
I'm sitting there like this.
I got a newborn. I got 2 toddlers and a newborn. I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing I always like with my little ones. They're like, Daddy, do something. I'm like, hey, you want to see this new show Daddy's into? So that's usually how I kind of do. The boys will not be one of those shows. I guarantee you that I will
definitely not. And
but
most of the time, it's like Clifford the Big Red Dog and stuff on my TV. So
I'll be like,
you're lucky.
I'll see. That's one thing I always bribe my kids with. I'll be like, look, man, I will do. I'll watch your show if you let Daddy watch his show for a little bit, so you go play. But overall, I was disappointed. I kind of felt like the best parts of the first 3 episodes was in the trailer.
First 2 for sure.
Yeah. And I kind of felt like the context, once the context was placed in the episodes, I kind of felt like it did.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that in the trailer were like, yeah, let's do this. Having
a little bit of camera issues, guys. But yeah, there we go. Just what happens with live feeds. Stuff goes wrong. It's all good. But overall, I did think that season 1
me off. I'm sorry.
It happens. But overall, I kind of feel like
now it looks crooked. Oh well, I give up.
Yeah. But started off bad for me with the eulogy of Translucent.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy the Translucent thing. I thought that was garbage. I kind of felt like it was so fake. All I can focus on is a cam now. Like, is it going on?
I'm scared.
But overall,
I'm glad it didn't shatter.
I know. We'll have to get back with you guys.
Yeah, for real. But no, there was a lot of things with the
first
first 3
really
episodes.
Fake with the Translucent.
It was fake. It was overly dramatic. Like I don't know. I had a lot of issues with this stuff. A-Train being on life support and nobody taking out what could be a potentially dangerous problem
for both Starlight and Homelander. I don't really understand.
That's a loose end for both of y'all. And nobody's gonna tie it up.
I kind of feel like Vought would even tie it up at that point. Yeah, you know what I mean?
If they know.
Yeah, which they obviously know about a lot of things.
They know about a lot of things, but I don't think they realized that Homelander and A-Train were running dope. Basically.
Yeah, I will give you that. But I kind of feel like when it comes to like even with that CIA director's head exploding, it's either Vought doing it or it's somebody else that is implanting.
Yeah.
I actually don't believe that was Vought with the CIA director though. The way I personally
think it was the CIA?
I think it was the CIA.
You think it was
I think it was. Well, I mean, I think you know, there's a certain line where you have to look at these guys are dangerous. You don't want to piss them off. Those kind of things. I mean, you can also look at it. Well, they could use something to blackmail them with, but I kind of feel like, Homelander's he's a loose cause.
I keep watching the camera.
I gotta feel like Homelander's like a lost or a loose cannon at this point too.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, Homelander's always kind of like a loose cannon in my opinion. Like he just loses his temper and just kills random people. Like,
I know he does. He has this
just like the airplane thing. When they took the airplane down in season 1, it was because he got pissed off that terrorist guy shot him. So he was like, cut the plane in half. Basically.
Yeah, I know. He cut the plane in half. And then I think he was still kind of pissy because of that. The reason why he didn't want to go and try to save people. Like, I kind of felt like that. You know what I mean? Like, kind of felt like he was mad. And that was like a little temper tantrum.
Maybe.
Well, I could go and I could save all y'all, but
this guy shot me, so y'all can all die.
Yeah, I kind of felt. I kind of felt like it was that.
It could be.
It was almost kind of like a musician that it's like somebody throws a kid at him.
And
I
don't understand the point of that Ashley girl getting rehired. Like, is that just so Homelander can have a spy in the upper offices?
What a brutal moment that was.
Blind spot.
Yeah, he just goes up there. And he's like,
"Oh, I got a question."
Yeah.
What happens if I do this?
Yeah.
His head exploded.
But also, you could kind of say that about any of them at that point. Like, I didn't understand why that was his.
Because his whole thing was, I can't see, but I have super hearing.
Yeah, but true. But I mean, they all kind of got weaknesses.
So, bam! What happens now? Now you're nothing.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Why would you think I'd ever allow a cripple in the
Yeah, I know. I know. Like, I didn't quite understand that aspect of, like, he, it was basically, I think, more of that than it was him just not liking his powers, or him thinking he was kind of a.
It wasn't even that he was a cripple. It was because they put someone in the 7 that he didn't give the okay on.
Yeah, and he was kind of pissed.
He didn't have the power, the control of the situation.
See, that's one thing I kind of felt like when he was going to the head of Vought. I kind of felt like that was a really cool moment where that guy just basically just straight up put him in place. I don't remember his name. Yeah, I mean, he was.
Because then, later in I think it was 2nd episode, maybe 3rd episode, when the guy's like, "Oh, you got to help Vought." When they expose Vought for the Compound V, he's like, "You got to help Vought." And I'm just like, "Your pharmaceutical company, screw you."
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I mean, I would kind of agree. It's kind of they have a mutual investment in it, and I think
I don't know. I don't think Homelander and them are going to be a part of Vought very long. I think Homelander's just going to go make his own fucking Justice League.
And I don't really understand why they really need Vought, to be honest with you.
That money.
Even they can make that money on their own.
Homelander's not going to be able to pay all these superheroes what Vaught's paying them, though. Like,
but see, I never understood.
They don't fell in love with them contracts.
I never understood this about Homelander, and you see it with his son. And this is one thing we also need to touch on is. With his son, he goes and he is, he goes and he wants the relationship with his son. Is it because he's wanting power, or is it because he feels like his son could be a possible threat, or something along those lines, or is he actually sincere? See, I kind of looked at it as it was either.
I thought he was sincere until he threw him off a roof.
Yeah, I know. But see, I kind of felt like when it came to even that, I kind of felt like, okay, he's looking at him as this guy could possibly replace me or be a danger to me, so I'm going to get him on my side.
I don't
Tell
think
him
so.
that we're gods.
I don't think so
and
though,
things like
because
that.
I don't think that if he saw him as a threat, why would he help him awaken his powers instead of let her
Good
just keep
point.
compressing them?
That's a good point. And that's a very valid point on it. And there's also that aspect of, maybe he does truly want a relationship with his
That's
son.
like if I'm Dumbledore, I ain't
Mhm.
going and getting Voldemort out in the damn orphanage.
No.
So
Never understood why that wasn't brought out more. But that's
later.
another thing. Yeah. We'll save that one for another video.
I'm just saying.
But I kind of just felt like, that was Homelander's got some alternative. I feel like he's got alternative motive. Do you think it's more pure of heart moment?
I think it could be both, though. I think it's going to backfire on Homelander. Is what I think is going to happen. I think that he's going to go and try to build this relationship with this kid because it's his kid. He wants that relationship. He wants a family that he never had.
Yeah.
But then at the same part, I think that kid's going to unleash his powers eventually. I think he is going to be the downfall of Homelander.
I almost
he can be the super villain. I mean, hero. I
He
don't know.
could.
Like, I don't know who's the hero and who's the villain in this situation. So
it's funny you brought up the he could be the one that basically takes down Homelander.
or Vault.
I could see that.
Like,
I could see
what
them maybe
if,
going in that direction.
Like, let's say Billy hates Vault. Let's say he somehow gets his wife and her kid out of here, and he raises this kid. Now they got power.
Now they definitely got
that. Could
they're
be cool.
even.
That would be cool.
And
we'd
it
be
would
playing on an even battlefield.
Not only that, but if if Homelander actually does care about his son, then he's not going to want to harm his son. I think he wants, from what I've seen of it, he believes that he's a god, and everyone else, these other little things are basically humans are ants, basically to him. So I kind of feel like maybe he's looking for that companionship he couldn't find with any other human. And I think maybe that in that regard he is sincere.
But he's got a whole team of super gods.
Yeah, but they're not really at his level. Let's face it.
Let's face it. There's some of them that are beyond his level. They're just scared of him.
Yeah, I could.
Okay,
I could see that.
Homelander's got some kind of laser vision. Well, so does Starlight. She shoots lightning out of her eyeballs.
True, but Starlight.
She could take him.
You know who Starlight kind of reminds me of? She reminds me of that girl that could shoot firecrackers, Jubilee, off of X-Men. Like, that's what Starlight reminds me of. I know she's more powerful, but that's my take on her exactly.
Reminds me of damn Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, I could see that. Yeah. Well, you know what? She's very strong. I feel like Queen Maeve kind of is more of a Captain Marvel kind of. She's strong. Like,
yeah, I don't understand that. In the very first episode, she stopped an armored truck with her arm. Why don't she just bitch slap Homelander?
I kind of feel like Queen Maeve hasn't been used in the right.
Now, yeah, I must have missed some things. Are they going to give us some backstory or what? But Queen Maeve tells her girlfriend, she's like, he kills anyone who gets close to me. When did that happen?
Yeah, and did he? I don't really quite understand that either. But there was some kind of hints to that in season 1. That was.
I knew she was scared of him.
Yeah, she kept her. But then at the same time, I'm like, I didn't really get the idea that he really truly cared about her. I thought it was more for the show. But he must actually be kind of obsessive, compulsive a little bit.
I think that it's just like, oh, you're playing with one of my playthings.
Basically, well,
like a toddler getting mad because you took his toy.
Basically, I mean, that's his girlfriend.
That's kind of like his animosity towards the baby.
Yeah,
that's
and he saved the baby. He saved the baby.
Yeah, I still don't understand why he did that. But
I mean, that was the one thing I remember us talking about after season 1. I'm like, that baby dead.
No, I thought Billy killed it. Like, I was like, Billy's going to hell. Like,
I kind of felt like, okay, that was the one moment that I was like, wow, there is no difference between Billy Butcher.
That's what I said. We talked about that in our Homelander video we did when we first started YouTube.
Yeah, I kind of felt like
that. Yeah, there wasn't. Who's really the villain?
Who do you? I mean,
Who do you root for?
Yeah, we root for the boys, of course.
Kinda.
But at the same time, they're
root
no
for
different.
Homelander.
Kind of root for Homelander. You're a little sadistic. Root for Homelander. Yeah. So you're like the guy that's rooting on the White Walkers in the Game of Thrones. Well, actually, I think you actually were.
Yeah.
So never mind. But overall, yeah,
I always like the bad guys.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, the good guys are only as good as the bad guys they face. Let's face it. That's the truth.
Earlier, you know.
Yeah,
heroes are only as good as their villains.
Yeah. So yeah, you are totally completely right on that one. So I kind of felt like that was the thing. So what did you think of Stormfront?
I don't like Stormfront. I know you do.
I love Stormfront. So
I don't like her. I don't know if it's necessarily the character, if it's just the chick who plays her.
See, I liked everything. I like the woman who played.
I don't believe anything she says. Like, I don't believe she's that badass. Like,
well,
I'm not saying the character. I'm saying when that actress says it, I don't believe it.
You don't believe? Oh, like, so you're saying that it's just the actress?
Yeah, it's mainly the actress.
See, I was kind of that way a little bit with Starlight.
Now, you know, one of my big things about this season was when they talked about the founder of Vault was Nazi, and then they mentioned Soldier Boy, and then Stormfront has her little racist moments. Yeah,
when she said that little racist comment to Kamiko's brother, I kind of felt like that was a callback to the whole Nazi thing, but that makes sense because in the comic book, that's exactly what Stormfront was basically.
It's kind of weird though because never mind. I'm not.
I just kind of feel like. I just kind of feel like when it comes to her, yes, she's not a good guy, and
no, definitely not going to be a good guy.
She's not going to be She's going to be the worst alternative.
I think another reason I don't like her is because I like Homelander, and she's going to challenge Homelander. She already has.
See, I liked her because she was going to challenge Homelander, but let's face it, she's not going to be the better side of Homelander. She's going to be the worst. She's going to make him, just by comparison, look better. I believe that's the way it's going to be.
So you think that she's going to be so bad that she's going to make Homelander look like a hero?
Oh, I definitely do.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's kind of my.
But I don't know at the same time because we've seen the trailers. We've all seen the teaser trailers and stuff. There's one part where she's like, "Laser blast my tits."
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know if that was them in the middle of a fight or if that was them in the middle of making up from a fight. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
I kind of feel like she's just a sadistic human being that is like, in the comic books. That's one thing that you'll find in the comic books, and they kind of give hints of it in the show, of with the boys. Is they're kind of they're all about the thrill. They're all about they're better than everyone. They enjoy the sexual pleasures, the pleasure of being powerful, basically. And I think she exhibits all of that. I know she does in the comics, and I think she will in the show too.
Another thing, this is completely kind of it's still on topic, but it's off of that. The Eagle guy, he gives the Deep this tea, and he's like, shrooms, blah, 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 blah. Last time I did shrooms, blah, 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 blah. Then he goes into this trip where he's like talking to his gills.
I kind of like that. Who was it? Patton? That was the guy off of that was doing the voice of it. That was a funny moment. I enjoyed that moment.
And then it's like he comes to terms with himself having gills, and he's like, whatever. Well, then he goes to help Homelander and them, and then Boel gets creamed, and then Homelander's like, by the way, you ripped your vest, your gills are showing.
Yeah,
that shit up, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah. So here we go again.
So that's kind of the way I kind of felt like when he. He was getting brave, and then all of a sudden, Homelander kind of puts him back in his same depressed state.
See, here's the thing, though. All this happened to the Deep. him shaving his head, him depressed about his gills, and
Mm-hmm.
flipping out at the water park, and all this happened because he got raped. So now
Mm-hmm.
he's a victim, just like all these women that he's been
And
victimized.
I think that's what his guild was trying to bring out: is you hate yourself, and that's the reason why you've been trying to be such a dick to everyone.
This is why
else.
you've been treating these women
Yeah,
this way,
is because
and
of
you
that.
need to accept who you are and just
Yeah.
move the fuck on.
You basically, yeah.
And then he
I
tries,
mean,
and Homelander's like, bitch.
yeah, I know. Basically, and that's kind of what he did. So he's back square one now. He's going to need some more of those
so
frescas.
now what I guess that's
You know?
maybe that's what the frescas are.
Dude, the fresca thing was so weird.
Is
to
fresca
me.
saltwater, maybe?
I have no, I've always wanted, never had a fresca, to be honest with you.
but
But I will say this.
I'm a Google.
Yeah,
It's a fresca.
but I will say this. The fresca thing was so weird to me because there was when Homelander was even getting that baby's milk.
Yeah,
There was I think there was frescas in there too.
There was frescas in the refrigerator.
So I'm like, what
Then
is the references to the
He opens the
frescas?
freezer, gets the milk, and he's like, heats it up with his eyes. And he's like, he doesn't even drink it. He's like licking it like like a cat would drink milk.
And I'm telling you this.
And then that Ashley chick walks in.
That was like a really she's like she saw what he was doing. I thought that was kind of like a funny moment in it. But yeah, I just kind of felt like I don't like that Ashley.
I've never liked her.
I do not like anything about her. But yeah, so you don't think do you think the Deep's gonna have a redemption arc? I mean, do you think it's gonna come full fruition or not?
That's going to be really hard. Like, okay, his redemption arc to me wouldn't be as hard as Homelander's.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm a fan of Homelander, but still, I don't think his redemption arc would be as hard to push into everybody's face as Homelander's would be. Everybody probably hates Homelander besides me.
I don't think everybody hates the Deep though. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
I like the Deep.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna have to really redeem himself for the way he's treated women all these years.
Yeah. I will say this. Knowing the dude can breathe, and this is one thing that's always bothered me with the Deep. The guy can breathe underwater, but he's trying to say no one asked him if he had gills. Like, I thought that was kind of weird. Like, I don't know, you can breathe underwater. Wouldn't you assume that someone had gills? Like, I don't. What are they thinking? He just hold his breath?
Never seen Aquaman's.
That is a very valid point.
Yeah, I've seen him without a shirt plenty of times.
That would completely ruin that for all the women in the world.
Maybe not. Maybe they want to figure
my gills. Yeah. I felt like that was like the most uncomfortable part of the whole.
That part I almost had to skip past.
Yeah, no, I was like, that is gross. That was just gross in so many different ways.
It's disgusting, like Homelander said.
Yeah,
cover that shit up.
But yeah, I enjoyed the Patton Oswalt thing with that. But I personally think he's going to get his redemption arc. I think he's going to turn out to be a good guy. We don't really have very much references with him in the comics, so it can go any way with him.
When Homelander's at I call it a compound for lack of a better word, with his kid. And she like tries to escape or whatever, or she tries to talk to the doctor. How'd Homelander know what they said? I know they say he's got super hearing. Can he fly in stealth mode or something? Like,
I don't understand any of that, and I'll tell you, I'll bring another little instance of that I didn't understand. I didn't understand how the A Train was able to constantly hear things with Starlight. Like, or he was.
I think he's just like straight stalking her.
I know he's watching her, but he's not like translucent. He's not invisible. So what is he doing? Just running around in circles around her so she don't see her or what? Like,
like Flash?
Yeah, kind of like the Flash. I mean, that could very well be.
You would think you feel some wind.
You would think, but you'd probably just think it's like some kind of a wet fart or something. Like.
No, I don't think so. But.
But I mean,
now Homelander made a.
Why does my fart smell like goddamn me?
Now Homelander did make a good point to Becca when he was like, "How do you think he's going to feel when he gets older and wants to go to a baseball game?"
I thought Homelander was making some really valid points in a lot of different ways.
Homelander is so freaking smart this season. Like there's so many things, not just that, but like they're talking when he's talking to her and he's like, "You're keeping my kid in prison. How you think that? How you think he's gonna love you for that when he's older?"
He knows from experience.
Or is he knows,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, he knows from experience.
I think that's what Homelander's deal is too. Is you're raising my kid basically in a lab.
Yeah,
the way I was raised. I'm not for this shit.
Yeah,
but
I would actually agree with you on that. I mean,
then
that
when
way
he's
Homelander's
like,
right.
When he's like, when they're voting on things to call it, ask them instead of soup terrorists if it's better super villains, and they're like, yeah, and he's like, told you.
Yeah,
and then he's like, and then they wanted it to be saves the world, and Homelanders are like, no, it's gonna be saves America because it'll be Americans that keep us in the army, not the fucking world. He's so smart about his marketing.
But see, okay, that's where I felt like the PC thing is they're going the polar opposite way than what most shows are going toward.
Yeah.
Most shows are like Superman's the hero of the world. No. That's not the way.
Screw the world.
Yeah, he's like, screw the world. Like, let's keep this.
So,
focus.
my question,
they're not selling out to China, basically. Let's just put it out that way.
I understand that Homelander's the bad guy, and I understand that they care about the money and all that stuff. But Homelander's a patriot. He's like,
I know. I mean,
for America.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
he's not completely bad.
I kind of feel like, that's where Marvel has kind of gone wrong with Superman. I kind of felt like, it used to.
That's DC.
I mean, sorry, DC.
Captain America is more.
Yeah, I've got it backwards. I kind of felt like that's where kind of DC kind of went wrong with Superman. The comics is becoming
even Marvel with Captain.
They're trying to always get PC with things.
Even Marvel with Captain America, they'll send him.
Yeah, I know. But see, Stormfront. That's one thing about Stormfront when they were like trying to bring out the women of the Seven, and she's like, I don't care if I got a dick or whatever. We all can do the exact same thing. Like, I thought that was an awesome part. Stormfront, you see that woman in the background, like, no.
Except I don't think you can shoot lasers from your eyes, so you can't do the exact same thing.
Well, if you're home, what do you mean, Homelander?
She can't do what Homelander does. Homelander can't do what she does. Like,
I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean on that. But I mean, I just kind of felt like that was kind of a refreshing moment because you just in some of these superhero movies, it's just like, come on.
Overall,
stop with the PC garbage.
Overall, I thought episode 3 was probably the best out of the first 3 because it ended with Stormfront kind of taking over the interviews after they stopped that soup terrorist or supervillain, and she's just like staring down Homelander, and he's pissed. I
could see how this is the end
he's
of
so
her playing the double agent.
He's so mad. Who?
Starlight. I can see her. This.
I'm talking about Stormfront.
Stormfront.
Stormfront. She's doing the interviews after they catch the.
The super terrorist. But see, I kind of feel like that is,
and she's just like staring Homelander down, and he's pissed. I was so surprised that he wasn't so pissed. His eyes started glowing.
Yeah, I know. I was actually expecting him to just sit there and
if she had taken over on those interviews and his eyes started glowing red and then the show went off right there, that would have been the perfect ending. That would have been the greatest cliffhanger.
So overall, you don't like Stormfront?
No,
at all.
At all.
I actually love Stormfront.
She might grow on me.
I mean, she's going to be the worst side of Homelander. Like, she's not going to be alternative to Homelander.
The bad guys are what is interesting in this type of shows. I don't care what show. When we were watching Marvel's Infinity Wars, we wasn't watching that crap to see who beat him. We were watching that crap for Thanos.
Oh, I know. Thanos was the best part of this. Like, you're right. You're right on that. I mean, you can say the same thing.
That's why I went with the bad guys like Homelander.
And it's fine to be that way because that's actually how I feel towards it too. I kind of feel like, And
so that's what I'm saying. So Stormfront might change my mind throughout the season when she starts really showing her diabolical side.
When they brought out the Nazi aspect, that really kind of explains with this Compound B why these superheroes are so sadistic to a certain extent.
Well,
Like,
no,
they're
because
not-
the ones that not all of them are.
Not all of them, but it does
So I'm
change
saying they're
people.
all created by this compound V. So if that was the case, they would all be that way. So I don't think that's what's causing.
Then really, which one really truly isn't sadistic? I mean, you can say maybe A Train, but then A Train's also the one that was joking about the molar in his, joking on a molar.
Well, yeah,
like,
I'm not talking none of.
You
I
know.
mean, all of the ones in the 7 pretty much are.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was what was his name? Haley Joel Osment played him. He wasn't a bad guy.
I
He's
can
still a
think
suit.
of the guy that was getting his dick cut off for money.
No,
is a good guy too.
In
And
the first
he was
season, the one
with
that they
it,
broke
broke
his
his
hand,
hand.
she broke Kumiko broke his hand.
Yeah.
When he was trying to read her.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't.
No, he
sadistic.
wasn't a bad guy.
So
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
I guess
man,
okay. I see your point.
they're not all that way. So I don't think it's the compound V. Maybe it's the overusage.
Overusage of it.
Well,
See,
I don't know.
I kind of thought. See, I thought Homelander was. That
I don't know
way.
though, because if that was the case, A Train would be sadistic as fuck because he was overdosing on shit.
Yeah, but see, this is one thing. I thought Homelander was the way he was because of the being in the labs. But then
He
you
is.
see some of the stuff with his son, and you're like, well, it's not because of that. It's something inherited.
Well,
Because his son was. You can tell his son's going to be kind of like
His son
get pissy. And,
His son
take
got
him out.
provoked. The dude was fucking fisting the smack
Yeah.
the crap out of your mom.
Yeah.
I probably would have lost
Yeah,
my shit too.
I get that too, but you can tell the boy kind of has like a temper, just like
Nah, I don't see
you
that.
Don't see that.
I don't see that.
I
If somebody
thought
put their hands on my mom, I would have lost
I
my
get
shit
that
too.
aspect, but
That's
he
the
was,
only time it happened.
but he was pissed because he also dropped him off a roof.
But
too.
would you be pissed?
I would have been pissed too, but you
I
get
don't
what
think.
I mean?
I don't think so.
So you don't
I
think it's
no, because
I thought that was a little
when it
aspect
first
of-
happened.
of-
When it first happened, when he first dropped him off the roof and he came to, yeah, he was
Yeah.
pissy, but he was just
Yeah.
going to go inside.
Yeah,
He wasn't losing his
yeah.
shit.
Fair enough.
So
I hope that it goes that way.
I think it is
I hope it
mostly. I think it's mostly him being brought up in a lab, and he doesn't have the correct human emotions because he was.
But maybe he's a bad example, anyways, because technically he is grown up in a lab to a certain extent, just in a weird, strange way.
Yeah, but
And,
he doesn't.
you know,
See,
so, I
that's
mean,
the
he
thing.
doesn't know it.
It's not like Homelander. Homelander was literally in a room
Yeah,
with a blanket his
Yeah.
entire life.
yeah. And I kind of hope
This kid goes outside and he plays and he
that part
he's
where
got piano lessons.
that part where Homelander was talking to his son and admitted that he had lied. I thought that was kind of an amazing part. Because he's like, look, he says, what I told you, that was all a lie.
Yeah.
He was trying to be sincere. He was trying
when
to
they
say,
were up on the roof.
no, when he was in the bedroom.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember he was telling his son. I thought that was kind of a cool part. But then it turned kind of like, we're gods. And, those kind of things. So he's like trying
Then
to.
he's like playing catch with him and stuff. He's trying to keep his cool. Like he
Mhm.
drops the ball and he's
Yeah.
like, it's okay.
Yeah.
He's like, do this.
Yeah. See, I kind of felt like,
And the
that.
kid's
But,
like, I can't do that.
yeah, I know. Like, I'm not
What's wrong with
Homelander. I mean, up until a few minutes ago, he didn't even know that he has super powers. So I mean, at the end of the day, I see what you mean. I am just not. I'm still not fully invested in Homelander. I'm still excited about the arc that they're kind of going, but it kind of takes on kind of a weird stalkerish kind of way.
No,
about
a lot
it.
of the more we talk about it, the better I realize these episodes actually were. Like,
No, they weren't bad episodes.
And,
they just didn't live
still,
up to our
I
expectations.
can't wait for the
Mhm.
Friday for them to come out with
No, I
the
can't either.
next
I can't either.
installment.
But I kind of feel like when it
And
comes,
we'll be bringing those episode by episode because
Yeah.
they'll be dropping it Friday.
yeah, we're gonna be dropping. Yeah, we're gonna be dropping that. We're also doing Lovecraft Country, and we're doing The Boys episodic. Yeah, I'm doing Lovecraft Country. Still, I got him involved in it yet.
We're gonna be doing some Supernatural, some DC, some
But I mean, I just want to
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I was trying to
I just want to put this out there when it comes to the boys. I'm not hating on season one. I mean on season two. I think season two was good, or so far the first 3 episodes. But I'm just saying it just maybe didn't live up to my expectations.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because see, here's how I was with the boys season one. I binge watched, completely binge watched that crap. I was done in a day. With this one, I was like, I don't even want to start the next episode right now.
Yeah, I know. I kind of was that way too. Like it's slower for me to get into.
Yeah.
Like I was from the moment that Huey's girlfriend got hit on the curb. That was when I was exactly like watching it.
Like, and you know what? That could play a big part in what's going on with season two. Is okay. Very beginning of season one, episode one. They're walking, they're talking. And all of a sudden, he's like, "Hey, don't just Billy Joel." She explodes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know.
I was hooked. There hasn't been those what the moments with season two yet. Like her getting her head blown up.
The whale.
I mean,
but that was the whale was the cool part.
That whale would have been if they hadn't put that in the trailer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Granted, I will give you.
Like they didn't put the dolphin in the trailer.
No.
Season one. Yeah.
So okay, that's a good.
I think the trailer was
the whale.
Technically, I think the trailer was poorly put together because you put your best parts into the trailer, and I understand you kind of got to kind of get people to. You already had the people coming to watch the show, though.
Yeah,
let's be so real. You didn't need that to hook people in.
Yeah, I kind of felt like but I feel like trailers kind of do that now. Yeah, I feel like trailers kind
of.
How
many times do you see a movie, a trailer for a movie, and you're like, "Oh, I got to see this movie." You go and you pay however much money to get in the theater.
Yeah,
pay that much for the theater, pay that much for the popcorn, pay that much for a drink, and sit there for 2 hours, and you're like, "I've seen every good part of this movie in the trailer."
I feel like that's kind of a double-edged sword in that way.
That happens.
It gets people interested, but then people get disappointed once they see the original work. But the whale scene brought up something with me. Mother's milk.
That drove me nuts. I know where you're going with this already. That absolutely bothered me.
Just let me say that. At the beginning of, I think it was episode 1, was the mother of milk. He's like, I got to get back to my wife and my kids.
No, not only that. I get that. But not only that, he's getting in Yui's face like he wants to fight Yui. And Yui even says, "You can walk around like you wanted to fight me for weeks. Go ahead and kick my ass." And the guy's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Well, then Yui's like, "I'm staying here. I'm not."
Yeah, and the whale.
And Mother's Milk comes in there and he's like, "Well, if you're staying, I'm staying."
Yeah, I didn't really quite understand
why you got this loyalty to a guy you just wanted to fight, and you don't even care about getting back to your family no more, or what?
And then there was that part when they were in that sewer drain.
It's Yui, okay? Yeah. He don't want to go? Throw his ass over your shoulder and carry his ass with you.
I didn't understand that. like they
his
keep
scrawny
saying,
ass.
Yeah, they keep saying, "Oh well, they're going to find us at any second." When they went in that, they took a lot of time just walking around in the storm drain. I feel like if I knew superheroes was right behind me, I'd be taking off down that storm drain. They're just casually walking, and Huey's just acting like a zombie walking through the storm drain. And I'm like, I don't understand why Mother's Milk or Billy Butcher is like,
another thing I didn't understand.
Take him off with it.
Another thing I didn't understand is, what's her name? Kamiko. Okay, I get it, your brother. But also get that he just starting to blow up U.S. soil.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, screw that guy.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I felt towards that too. I kind of felt like, but
I understand that's your brother, but he's still a terrorist.
But Billy Butcher was really impressed by her, and I was shocked by that.
I was too, because she's technically a soup.
Yeah,
and he's like, fuck soup.
Yeah, I know. So, and I'll tell you another thing that I thought was actually kind of funny was, Billy Butcher was going to shoot her brother with that. I don't know. It wasn't even.
I think it's like a super taser.
Yeah, it was like a taser, and then
what he shot Starlight with at the end, I think.
Yeah, and Huey's like stopped him. Like I didn't understand.
And then he was like, if you captured her brother, you would never let her see him again. Who cares? He's a
I
terrorist.
know. That's right. I kind of felt towards it too.
And then Frenchie's a dumbass too. Pretty much let him escape.
I didn't understand. See, that's the thing. I did not understand. I don't understand Frenchie's in Mother Milks. They sway back and forth. They don't really like Billy Butcher, but then they feel like they need Billy Butcher. Oh, but we need
Something I don't
all
understand?
that kind of stuff.
What? Frenchie. Okay. He goes in there and he's like, tell me about your sister.
Uh-huh.
And that's how the guy basically escapes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Why can he talk and she can't?
Well, he mentioned that. He said that when I think it was her brother, said that when their village got destroyed, she never talked again.
Oh, see, I missed that.
See,
I missed that part. So
that's
my bad.
But see, I didn't understand why Frenchie left that soda and all that kind of stuff in there. Like, I thought that was kind of really stupid.
Yeah, because
was that a fresh guy? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
That was like the one thing.
It might have been actually. I'm gonna have to go back and look now.
Yeah, I know.
I have to rewatch it anyway because
my
wife still has to see them. So, and like I said, see, that's another example of the show is not bad. That's not what I'm getting at. I was a little bit let down, but I'm still gonna rewatch it with her. Like, if it got rewatchability. If it was bad, I'd be like, I ain't watching this shit again. You let me know when you catch up to me.
I know. I know. It's like it's like we were we do Game of Thrones videos on here, and I love Game of Thrones. I love the books. I love everything about the show. But when I was trying to rewatch season 1. I was like, that's a slow draw after knowing what's going to happen in season 8. Like,
Yeah, I have an issue rewatching. There's some shows I have rewatched value, or they have rewatched value to me and not to you. Like, I can rewatch Supernatural over and over.
I can do it to a certain extent.
I can't get past season 5.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of that way to a certain extent. Even with that, I can
see. I'll tell you, that's kind of my issue. Sons of Anarchy was my favorite show of all time. I used to think there was never going to be a show better than Sons of Anarchy. I can't get past season 5.
I cannot watch Sons of Anarchy again. I cannot. I'm a super fan of it.
I got to,
but I cannot do that. Part of that has to do with my job. My job is I work at Screen Rant. I have to do a lot of research for these videos, and I've done 30 to 40 of these Sons of Anarchy ones. And
I'll tell you what it is for me. Well, I can't get to season 5. That's when Opie's about to die. And I'm like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, and fair enough on that.
That was my...
But see, I haven't had one of those moments in The Boys that causes me to be that way.
And I mean, even like I just said, I'm rewatching Supernatural, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah. But I know that I'm going to get to like
the Leviathan,
season 7,
like that.
I think, is the Leviathans. And I'm going to be like, oh, man, I'm going to skip to season 8.
I know, I'm kind of that way too. So, but overall, do you think Starlight's going to be the start throughout?
I don't know. I don't have I want to say no.
Who's more depressed, Starlight or Huey?
Huey, because he was willing to throw himself off a bridge to a Billy Joel song.
I don't understand.
And I didn't understand this.
Billy Joel. Like, what generation did he come from?
I know, right? I didn't understand.
I felt like that was.
That's probably passed down from Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, that probably actually is.
But I didn't understand. He was like watching the video and he just starts crying. Then he calls Starlight and he's like, "You're my second wind."
I know.
What?
I know, like I feel
y'all ain't even together no more.
Yeah. I see. That's kind of the one thing that I don't really have hope for their
my second wind.
Yeah, I don't really have hope for their relationship anymore.
I don't have hope for it if he keeps fucking lying.
I don't understand why he lied.
I didn't understand that either. Why can't you tell her you had a bad day? You watched somebody you knew get their head exploded.
Yeah, and just be like,
no,
look,
nothing happened.
You're gonna get your head exploded if you don't.
No,
if you keep paying attention, she can be like, well, why do you say that? Because I've seen it. Bye.
Quit calling me. They're gonna blow your fucking head up.
Yeah. Yes, just tell her that.
Tell her the truth.
I mean, it's almost that's
all she's asking for. Look, she basically was like, look, you lied to me and it hurt. but I can get past that. Don't
Yeah.
lie to me again. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm not.
I know. She
You're a
gave
fucking idiot. You gave me. She gave you out. She was like, bye. Like,
but
do you blame her for that though? Like she's like knows he's lying, and she's like, hey, don't lie to me. I'm not. And she's like, bye.
That was the first time that I was like, there is no hope for this relationship.
Yeah.
Because, and I didn't think I'd be that way. I thought they were going to maybe kind of take a break from it a little bit and then get back. I don't think that there's going to be that anymore. Huh?
He's going to get Rebecca.
Becca.
Butcher's wife. That would be hilarious. He would die.
Yeah, he would die.
He would die.
That could very well.
But that would be funny.
Yeah,
he's
that
like,
actually
you want to run the boys? Fine, run the boys. I'm taking your
wife.
I'm a regular
wife too. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I don't know,
because like when they do the flashbacks, Butcher was a normal guy, wasn't violent. See, this is why I don't understand. Butcher was a normal guy, wasn't violent. His wife gets raped and goes disappearing, and all of a sudden he's Black Ops.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that. Okay, yeah, that part actually bothered me. How did he get involved even in
that? CIA
which they, I guess,
like, oh, we know what happened. We can help you get Homelander, and he was like, "Sign me up."
Yeah, but that doesn't make him still, like you said, a Black Ops.
Yeah,
like I mean, he would just be like Huey at that point, just
exactly
more dastardly.
Maybe he was, and then
maybe that's why
he turned into this, and that's why he has so much animosity and stuff towards Yui. But he's also, it's weird.
Does him and Yui animosity.
He does and he doesn't, man. Like he gets pissed off at Yui, but it's like he's like a big brother, maybe an uncle. I wouldn't say dad because he did punch Yui straight in the mouth and was like, "You ever come between me and my missus again, I'll kill you."
Yeah.
Like,
but I kind of feel like he's right in that regard. Like, I mean,
I don't know about that because here's my thing: it's your missus. Go handle your shit. Why you gotta drag us all into it?
True, but they all got something on the line. That's what he
now.
Yeah,
only because he put them in that position. Look, in the first season, he went and recruited you.
Oh, you're
then
totally
he went
right
and got Eminem. Then he went and got Frenchie. Then he went and got that guy. And then now they've all lost something because Billy Butcher wanted.
Now they're all wanted
over his vendetta.
Yeah, over his.
That's
vendetta.
what I'm saying. Handle your shit. That's your old lady.
That was kind of one thing I didn't really quite understand.
Somebody kidnapped Monica. I'm not gonna be like, hey, screw your family life. You're gonna
get
her.
I know.
I'm gonna be like, dude, watch my kids.
Yeah,
take care of my kids while I'm gone because I'm getting these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna put you at risk.
No, you're not gonna just go ask the next family man to be like, hey, I know
screw your family. Come help me fix mine.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot to ask out of a human being. I mean, in reality or in a show or anything. Yeah. And I thought that was the reason why they hated him at first.
Well, but then,
because of that very reason.
But then Frenchie ain't no better. He got some woman's grandkids burned up.
Yeah, I know. Felt like that was kind of messed up for it. I almost kind of wish they would have started off with the backstory of that.
I'm like, I wonder if it was because he fell in love with some chick, like what he did with Kamiko.
I don't know. They never explained it.
He wasn't paying attention to his job, and he got her.
They never explain it too well.
All they say is you just do things and you don't think.
From in the comics, all I remember in the comics when it comes to that is that guy that what is his name? Not Torchlight, but I don't know. They show pictures of him in the show. He's the guy that retired or supposedly retired.
He was like the previous Homelander?
No, he was like this. He had a light thing. Well, basically, he goes crazy and he kills these. He burns their family alive and so forth. And that's how the first truce between the boys and the heroes or the superheroes.
So all this has happened before,
basically. Basically, that's true.
Okay, so maybe he was already special ops then, because if this has happened before,
well, that's in the comics. That's in the comics. Comic Butcher is a little bit like he's just
Yeah,
next
but
level.
You don't think Billy
I mean-
Butcher on the show's getting there?
I did not think he was getting there in season 1. In season 2, I'm thinking he's definitely going to go down that same route. I am not.
Because I
looking
know a
forward to
little
that.
bit about the comics. I haven't read them, but me and you've talked and stuff. But
the comics, I hope it don't go down.
I
that
kind
route.
of could see it happening because
That's gonna be bad.
yeah, we're not gonna spoil it. For
I
nobody,
won't
but,
spoil it, but it's bad.
It's kind of like what we said earlier on, though. Is Butcher's not really a good guy.
No, he's not a good guy. But I feel like
He's better than the comic book Butcher.
Yeah, I feel like in the
so
show.
far.
I feel like in the show, it's to get his wife, to get his wife, to get his wife. It's not necessarily. He wouldn't have had a problem with the Soups. They hadn't messed with his wife. He just wants his wife back. And if he feels like they're endangering his wife again by them living, then I think, he would take out every Soup in the entire world.
If he could.
Yeah. But the comic book version is just more of.
But he already had
every Soup.
he already had that kind of mindset anyway because he was like, "Fuck Soups."
Yeah, I kind of feel
kill
that
them
too.
all. So.
Yeah, no, I think he's. I mean, I don't think it'd bother him one way if he could, figure out a way to blow up every Soup out there. I think he would do it now. Or
Okay, I don't
anytime.
understand that. If it worked with translucents, why not just stick a bomb up all their asses?
Yeah. Well, that's one way to kill
one
everybody.
by one.
But I mean, you got to admit that was one of the best deaths ever in the show. Like, I mean,
on TV ever.
I mean, that was just by far the best. But overall, I think we've touched on Starlight, we've touched on Huey. I think Huey's a little bit too depressed for my liking in this. Mother's Milk is kind of all over the place.
He's back and forth.
Frenchie's are kind of all over the place. Kamiko, I understand why she's all over the place, but she's actually handling her business.
She's probably the most stable out of all of them.
Basically, yeah. I didn't understand how
she even went and captured her own brother because
when Stormfront killed her brother, why did they just let Kamiko go? I didn't understand.
Did she see it?
I don't understand how she didn't. Like, these are super. Like, if Homelander can hear somebody from miles and miles away, you're telling me he couldn't hear Kamiko going, groaning and stuff, like literally just a few feet from me. And she was literally chasing after both of them. So I didn't understand why they left Kamiko alive. I didn't understand that part. I thought she was going to die right then and there.
Oh, yeah, because he had gotten away.
Yeah.
And she was messing with Kamiko, and then he tackled Stormfront, and that's when she decided to kill him.
Yeah, so I'm like, I didn't understand that. Like,
maybe we'll get some answers in the next few episodes.
So I'm kind of like, we've touched on all that. I figured it's someone we've missed. The deep A-Train is just.
We've talked about Starlight. We've talked about Stormfront. Black North's the only one, but we don't know a whole lot about it.
I like that part where with the whale.
When he's like, oh.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what his face was like. And then when Vought was exposed, he was in the hallway watching on that tablet.
Yeah. Like, I'm excited.
And is that because he's finding out that he's not really a superhero, that he was created, not born?
They did.
Because not all of them know.
Yeah, that's one thing that they did clarify. That not all of them, even in the 7, understand and know these things. Which I kind of think is kind of crazy because the whole Vought thing was basically to hide that one thing. That's kind of the way I felt towards it. So I didn't understand that. I'm interested in seeing Vought versus Homelander in this regard. I want to see if Vought replaces Homelander with Stormfront. And maybe that causes some kind of confrontation.
I think
she's obviously becoming the
I think Homelander's about ready to be like, screw Vought. I'm gonna make my own thing.
I think he is too. That's why I think they might actually push. I think that was what the whole thing at the very end was when she's doing the press conference.
Just to push him out?
Yeah, to push him out. Now, because they wanted to do the PC version too. They got a woman.
If Vought pushes Homelander out, you just created one hell of an enemy.
But with Stormfront, they think that they've got someone.
She can't compete with Homelander.
See, I don't know.
She can't keep up with Homelander.
I mean, she's a threat to Homelander in the comics. So I'm kind of like
No,
he
a
was-
threat to Homeland.
she
in the
was-
comics.
Yeah, but in the comics, he was actually the original Homelander, basically the original OG. Like he was
Yeah,
that guy.
I'm gonna tell you now though.
Yeah.
Black Noir is gonna be the big turning point of this show.
I think I want to find out more about him. See if they go by the comic
You know,
book
he
version
doesn't
of it.
say anything. He hardly does
Mhm.
anything, but he is one of my favorite characters by far.
Yeah. I kind of enjoy the little
Like when he
aspects
played the
towards it.
piano, when he sat down next to the
Yeah.
piano guy, and he's just like,
Look at that.
and the guy leaves, and he's like, he plays this like classical
Yeah.
piano, and then the whale, and it shows these little sides of his personality, and I just.
It kind of makes me think they're going in a completely different route with him than what they did in the comic books, and
Yeah,
I'm
more
kind
than
of
likely.
excited. I'm kind of excited about that if they do.
More than likely.
Uh,
But if they do that, then they have to change the whole comic book up, like how they do the show.
Yeah, I mean they would, but would that be a bad thing or a good thing in your eyes?
I don't know.
I mean, I
'Cause
know
I
you
didn't
haven't
read the
read the comic
comics.
book, but I kind of
Well,
like.
from what I know, it would be a good thing.
I don't like seeing just a rehashing of the same thing, even when I see a movie.
Yeah, but
Like,
you're
I don't
also
like-
the same
I don't
type
like-
of person that doesn't like it when they change the original.
I don't like specific things. I feel like as long as you got the main concept, I'm kind of like George R. Martin in this. As long as you got the main concept, who cares how you get to that? As long as the main concept
Yeah.
stays. I'm kind of that kind of guy. I want on these shows them to kind of change it up a little bit. Just come to the same conclusion at the end. Don't make it stupid or anything like that. So I kind of feel like in that regard, I hope that's what they do the boys. But I mean, that's my thoughts on it. So overall, I'm looking forward to episode 4.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to it. And as always, guys, if you enjoy our videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share our videos.
Comment and share our videos.
Hey, we're all about talking about the boys and Supernatural and Harry Potter.
Harry
You name
Potter,
it, we'll talk about it.
Mayans, Sons of Anarchy.
We're a channel by fans for fans. So I mean, we're all into anything that is for that stuff. But yeah, guys. Anyways, that's our episodes 1 through 3 reviews. We'll see y'all. What, Saturday? Saturday will be
Yeah.
We'll do our episode 4, and we'll do a live feed on that one too.
Sure.
And take care, guys.